how can Russia help North Korea's nuclear program? A rare public glimpse inside an enrichment facility. The official newspaper for the, quote, Workers' Party of Korea in North Korea, end quote, reported that on September 13th, 2024, the North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un visited a nuclear production facility. Where the facility was located is unknown, but it was likely in the southeast of the country. The newspaper reported that Mr. Kim was present to inspect the facility and to provide, quote, on-site guidance, end quote. The contemplative thoughts of the stumpy, waddling dictator undoubtedly enlightened the staff and technicians and physicists at the facility. Despite the absurdity of watching Mr. Kim struggle through a walking tour in an attempt to look impressive, the newspaper's decision to allow the photos from inside the facilities was a message to the world. North Korea has made significant investments to enhance its nuclear enrichment facilities, and the publication of these photos serve to reaffirm their dedication to nuclear power and provides insight into their journey. North Korea has recently signed a mutual defense treaty with Russia as the cooperation between the two countries has deepened since the start of the Ukraine war. It is a mutually beneficial arrangement between the two countries. North Korea has provided Russia with an estimated 1,000 missiles, 5 million artillery shells, and at least 2 Army engineering brigades for the Donbass, and recently the escalatory decision of sending 12,000 combat troops to Russian-contested Kursk region. Reports, though not confirmed, suggest that North Korea receives hard currency, energy and food aid, political support at the UN, and, of greater concern, military knowledge and technology assistance in return. South Korea has suspected that this knowledge sharing led to the successful launch and orbit of North Korea's first reconnaissance satellite in November 2023. The Russians also benefited by the destabilization of the Korean Peninsula, which occurred as a purposeful response to the Western aligned countries supporting Ukraine and disregarding Russia's red lines. Despite all this aid and assistance, the pictures from the facilities show no sign of Russian support of the North Korean nuclear program. This assessment, potentially part of a propaganda effort to shape a narrative, is based on the pictures from the tour, which show enrichment facility and rows of centrifuges required to enrich uranium to weapons-grade levels. The centrifuges were the focal point of the tour and the primary reason for the release of the pictures. Centrifuges are used to separate natural uranium ore, which is predominantly comprised of non-fissionable uranium-238, but has a small portion, about 0.7%, of the fissionable U-235, uranium-235. Centrifuges are used to separate the heavier elements from the lighter elements so that uranium-235 can be harvested to 90% concentrated levels for weapons-grade levels needed for nuclear weapons. To separate the heavy uranium elements, the centrifuges used for this separation must spin at supersonic speeds. This requires advanced manufacturing techniques to create centrifuges that can spin at these speeds and maintain balance. Only 3 companies can manufacture centrifuges that can withstand the stress of uranium separation. The companies are the following: Urenco, a British, German, Dutch conglomerate; Rosatom, a Russian company; Japan Nuclear Fuel Limited, of course, of Japan. The pictures reveal that none of these companies' centrifuges are present in the North Korean facility, and it is widely acknowledged that North Korea lacks the precision manufacturing capabilities necessary to produce enrichment centrifuges. The centrifuge's size suggests that Dr. Abdul Qadir Khan of a Pakistani acquired them from the nuclear black market to illicitly sell a Pakistani centrifuge technology. Dr. Khan, who previously worked for Urenco, stole the centrifuge technology from this company for Pakistan's nuclear program and subsequently allowed its proliferation. Estimates include that the facility in the picture supports an annual enrichment of 220 kilograms of weapons-grade uranium, sufficient for 10 nuclear warheads. The pictures confirm that North Korea is indeed scaling up its enrichment production and is doing so without Russian technology. However, the enrichment of uranium is not the primary area requiring Russian support. The uranium-238 can also be used for the creation of plutonium-240, where uranium-235 nuclear bombs needs about 22 kilograms of plutonium. A plutonium-240 bomb only needs 3.5 kilograms for the same yield. The design of a uranium-235 nuclear bombs is simpler, as it only requires a ballistic collision of two uranium spheres to initiate a fission chain reaction, resulting in a nuclear explosion. The trade-off is that uranium-based nuclear bombs is significantly heavier and does not lend itself to miniaturization, a crucial factor in the development of nuclear bombs with higher explosive yields. Miniaturization is required to mount a nuclear weapon to a ballistic missile. Plutonium-240 nuclear weapons are more difficult to produce than uranium-235 based weapons, as plutonium bombs requires a conventional explosive to create a quick and uniform compression of the core to reach a supercritical fission that is not needed for uranium-235 bombs. North Korea is grappling with the challenge of developing an explosive device capable of producing the necessary force and uniformity to transform their nuclear weapons into warheads suitable for missile mountings. The North Koreans do not require Russian expertise or centrifuges, but they do require the know-how to develop a conventional explosive capable of compressing a plutonium core. North Korea could also benefit from the assistance with ballistic missile warhead reentry and guidance, as these are additional areas where they could benefit from support from Russia. Although the public is unaware of the extent and nature of Russia's support for North Korea, at least one facility seems to confirm that North Korea is neither receiving nor needing Russian assistance for uranium enrichment. Uranium bombs are not ideal for miniaturization to ballistic missiles using higher yield nuclear warheads. Beyond its missile program, Russia could assist North Korea in developing advanced conventional explosive technology, not plutonium production, to achieve efficient equal implosion on a plutonium core. North Korea is not in a position to help Russia out of the goodness of its heart, and Russia, tied into a resource-consuming war, is not in a position to send many advanced weapons to North Korea. Russia has depleted most of its foreign currency reserves, limiting its financial aid and hard currency to North Korea. Russia can provide food and energy aid, but its main contribution to the Hermit Kingdom is technology and knowledge sharing. It needs to advance its weapons program. It is also the step that Russia can take to create international tensions and destabilization in response to Western decisions to cross its red lines.